Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ernest and Ralph bring to you what we love the most, and that is another episode of ER Sports. Brother, how you doing today?
I'm always good, my man.
Yeah, you know I always like to ask him how he's doing. Before we go any further, look at this. That's great.
It was a long night, guys.
Yeah, that's great. Before this video, I'm like, you gotta throw a shirt on, bro. Throw something cool. He had a really tough night last night. Threw this on, made me laugh.
Yeah.
So,
It was a
guys,
tough night.
as you know, we've been talking about the 2019 NBA offseason. We've posted a couple recent videos of some of the hottest teams, and we're going to talk about another team who is hot, who's a current dynasty,
Yes, sir.
but is falling in a little bit hard times.
They sure are, man.
And that is the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors have played their last game in the Oracle Arena. They're moving to their brand new arena in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Building was about $1.5 billion.
Something ridiculous.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But dude, as we saw in the finals, Kevin Durant tore his Achilles. And then the next game, Klay Thompson tears his ACL.
Yeah,
These
horrible.
guys went so hard for this three-peat.
No,
And I commemorate you guys. You guys busted your ass. You did everything.
They
you
earned my
could to
respect,
win.
definitely.
Definitely. I mean, they earned the respect a long time ago, but the fact that everybody was talking trash about KD, he came back, he really fought hard for it, went down for the Achilles, and then Klay Thompson tears his ACL, goes to the locker room, tries running back and forth to prove to the people that he can play.
Yeah.
Dude tears his ACL, he's still trying to play. So nothing but respect for you guys.
Yeah, man.
But as the old term, as I like to say, bro, it is what it is. You have two of your all-stars, two of your superstars injured. So what does that mean? The Golden State Warriors going to the 2019 offseason with Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson as free agents.
And DeMarcus Cousins.
And DeMarcus Cousins as well. DeMarcus Cousins, they signed in a $5.5 million contract in the last season. He signed that to win a championship so he can move to free agency and get a max deal.
At least the dude looks healthy. You know, he looks healthy.
He looks
now.
healthy, but he doesn't look like his old self. Maybe because he was in this team, he still averaged 16 a game.
So now you're mentioning, okay, we agree on one thing, DeMarcus is not the same. Kevin Durant suffered the same type of injury that DeMarcus did.
But as you said, man, he's a streaky player.
These guys kind of Kevin Durant video, you know, I went into detail, my man, but we know how his game works out and how I transition in today's game, so we feel he'll be able to come back stronger than probably DeMarcus was able to do because of how much weight he holds. But right now, guys, this is where Golden State sits right now, my man. You know, unfortunately, they came up short in the NBA Finals. Congrats to Toronto Raptors, but Golden State now sits where they are today. You know, you got Steph Curry on a max contract right now. Dude ain't going nowhere. You got Draymond Green at least for one more year. He'll be coming back next year. And bottom line, it all comes down to Golden State. Do you max out Klay Thompson? Do you max out KD?
I mean, that's what I've seen in reports. The report says that they're going to offer Klay and KD the max. They're willing to wait for these guys to come back from the injury. I think that Bob Myers and the owner, they're willing to sacrifice a bad year for these guys to come back. Now, here's the thing. ACL injuries aren't what they used to be. With medical science being what it is, an ACL injury is no longer a year. Sometimes these guys can come back in 6 months. So it's projected. I don't know if Klay Thompson's had his surgery or not.
Yeah,
he already had his surgery. So he's projected to come back anywhere between 6 to 8 months. So he can be back sometime between January to February of next year. That's good news because that means you're going to have Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, here's a little bit of the bad news. Iguodala's going to be 37 years old.
Yup.
Sean Livingston's going to be 34 or 35.
Yeah.
They have Quinn Cook. Kevin Looney's a free agent. We don't know where
but they hold his rights.
They do hold, they hold his rights. So the Golden State, they're at max. They don't have any room. I mean, except for their mid-level exceptions. So my brother, my question to you is, once, let's say if they get KD and Klay Thompson with the max, what do you think is what do you think is not the ceiling, but the best that Golden State's going to do in the 2020 season? Do you think they'll be contenders in the West again?
Whenever you have Steph Curry, my man, you're always going to be contending. I mean, he showed what his capability, what he's able to do, my man, on the night in, night out basis, the best shooter in NBA history. So whenever you have a man like that, you're always going to be in contention. You still got Draymond Green, who's going to come back, do his thing. He's a walking triple-double as well. Other than that, my man, pretty much what Golden State's going to have to do, if they're fortunate enough to go ahead and keep Klay and Kevin Durant, keep this band together, they know what 2019, 2020 is going to be. I don't want to say it's going to be a wash, but it's not going to be the actually physically capable of. Because for all accounts, more than likely Kevin Durant will not be playing at all next year. Maybe if he's lucky, he could come back at some point in the playoffs. But what type of player is he going to be when he comes back after sitting down a whole year recovering from your Achilles tear?
Yeah, I think it's best for him not to play at all for 2020.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Klay Thompson, you mentioned, my man, it's a little bit different. Now ACL tears aren't what they used to be. Before ACL tears was supposed to be a whole 12-month recovery process.
Man.
Now the recovery process could range from 6 to 9 months, or 8 months, probably, go figure. Some players respond differently. I think Klay Thompson's recovery is going to be a lot better than other players. Because remember, Klay Thompson's ability and his athleticism is not, he doesn't depend on that. He's not a high riser. He's not a crossover. Yeah. You know, he's a guy who's a stand-up, set up shooter. You know what I mean? He has a set shot. He can come off of pick and rolls and everything, and he's a three-point shooter. That's what he is.
And his shots, guys, remember, shot's not going anywhere.
Exactly.
He ain't going anywhere. I mean, he's still gonna be great. Yeah, he's still gonna have that same.
He's gonna come back, and you gotta think after being out of basketball for at least 6 months, there is gonna be rust there.
Of course, because that's why it's good that he's gonna come back sometime between January and February. Playoffs won't start until April.
Here's the hope.
That's the hope. But let's say if he comes back sometime between March or April, it's still good. They're still gonna get him in the important time of the season.
Yeah, they will.
That's why I feel it's good. Now here's the problem. Now here's something else from Golden State. Not the problem, but DeMarcus Cousins. The only way they can bring him back is if he takes that mid-level again.
That's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
So they're pretty much gonna lose DeMarcus. Now I've recently read a report that the Golden State Warriors are under repeat tax pay or something like that, where if they bring back Draymond Green next year and they have Durant, Klay, and Steph, they will be paid a luxury tax bill of $150 million.
What does that mean, guys? Bottom line, including salaries as well, Golden State's looking at a payroll for 2019-2020 of $350 million. Now, they can do it. They could. Yeah, because the revenue now, they have the new arenas.
Exactly, and they own everybody's birthright, so they can go max over the salary cap to bring all the guys back.
Absolutely. Are they going to do it? That's another question. Are they going to be able to do it? Because now you're still hearing the reports out there. KD, is he going to come back or not? Yeah. Even after this Achilles tear, you're still hearing reports. That's not going to sway teams.
Yeah, they're still going to give him the max. He's still going to have the same option he had before.
And I'm going to throw another one out there. Klay Thompson. If Golden State tries to get slick, tries to start playing that tough, negotiating game and everything, you better be careful with that, because as much as Klay Thompson has going on right now with his ACL tear, I guarantee you, my brother, there will be a team out there that will throw a max contract at Klay Thompson if Golden State tries to get slick.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, he didn't make the All-NBA team, so he's not going to qualify.
That's exactly what I was going to say next.
But the reports are that Golden State has all the.
And let's not forget, guys, that Klay has made sacrifices for Golden State already because of the fact with Durant here, he's been the third fiddle.
Yeah.
It's kind of decreased his stats, and just like you mentioned, because of that, he didn't make the All-NBA team, so he doesn't qualify for the Super Max.
Yeah.
Golden State can still give him the max contract. They can still give him the 5th year and pay him higher than anybody out there.
Yeah.
But he's still losing millions of dollars, so Golden State better not get cute at all. Give him the max. Offer him everything. Offer KD everything.
Yeah.
Once you get those guys back, figure it out. You can maybe make a trade. Maybe obviously you have the draft coming. They have a pick in the draft. You have your mid-level exception. You can get somebody that can.
You love that mid-level exception, don't you?
Yeah, man, because it's free money. It's free money. Because once you
not to the owner.
Screw it. Who cares? This guy. No. They make so much money. What's a couple million here and there? Who cares? At the end of the day, the mid-level exception is there for you to use extra money when you've gone over the cap. So Golden State's going to have that. Maybe somewhere between the $5 million range. I know I've said his name before. Wayne Elkinson's out there. He fits his team. He's a spot-up shooter. Yeah. You can maybe get him for the veterans minimum. Yeah. Golden State needs to do that. They need to get some guys to maybe take less money. Because here's the thing. If you're a guy out there that you can go to Golden State, starting Klay Thompson or Kevin Durant's spot, play really good for a year, then you become a free agent in 2020, get some money that way. That's what I think Golden State's going to have to do, man. But we're honestly going to see Golden State maybe not contend as far as a lot of people are thinking in 2020. I might not see it.
No, absolutely not, my man. And it really is just going to come down to, man, what KD wants. What does he want to do? Does he see himself spending the rest of his career in Golden State? And even if not, my man, I still feel they will be okay. They were okay before Durant got there, and they're going to be okay after Durant decides to leave. If he does, guys, I'm just not playing with Klay Thompson.
Yeah.
I'm not playing with Klay, my man. And if this is my approach with Golden State this offseason, do I want to commit big time money to DeMarcus Cousins? Probably not. Okay, he had his moments. He has these nice spurts. I mean, if he can bring him back on a reasonable contract, I know you can ask me what a number would be reasonable. Whatever is not the max, I would be open to it. However, here's my thing. I'm not open enough to doing it and losing Draymond Green in the process.
Exactly.
If that's the case, then you know what? We're going to go back to our roots. We're going to go back to what got us here, our DNA, all right? Let's go ahead and keep Steph, obviously. We're going to go ahead and re-up Draymond Green, and we're going to go ahead and give the money out to Klay Thompson, and you still got your younger pieces. Keep Kevin Looney over here. We saw he came up big time at times.
Oh, yeah, he's the starting center of the future.
Quinn Cook, I really like his game, my man. He really has spunk. He has swag, my man. And he has some big shots in the NBA Finals as well.
You've won a couple championships, kind of like the Norris Cole effect of Miami. You're on a winning team, your confidence gets bigger, your swagger grows. Jordan Bell, another guy.
Another guy.
So they have these young pieces that fit really well. And one person that you mentioned that I want to touch on, Draymond Green.
Mm-hmm.
He's the heart of this team. I'm going to tell you something right now. With Durant and Klay being out, this is beneficial for Draymond. Draymond is in a contract year, and he didn't have the best season in 2019.
That's true.
Draymond Green, I know I said that. I don't feel like Golden State's going to go far. But just like Miami back in the day said Chris Bosh is the most important player, Draymond Green's going to be the most important player for Golden State because the farthest they go is as far as Draymond Green takes them. If Draymond Green comes out next year, averages 17 to 20 points a game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, a steal, a block, plays dominant, Golden State is going to be balling.
No, and it's possible, and God knows they're going to need him to do it.
But I'll tell you this. I saw some NBA final. I saw one of the NBA final games when Klay was out and Kevin Durant was out. You know what Draymond did? 7 points. Mm-hmm. He had 8 rebounds and 8 assists. But 7 points. So Draymond needs to step up. And I'm telling you, contract year. We know that when players are in contract years, they ain't playing. They want that money.
Bottom line with Draymond Green, now we're thinking way beyond. In terms of Draymond Green for the Golden State Warriors, his value is always going to be seen beyond that 7, 9, 11 points. Even if he drops 17, 18 a game, it's only going to be due to the circumstances. They know Klay Thompson's not there, KD's not there, so Draymond Green had to start hosting up shots. That's not Draymond Green's game, nor is his value. Everybody knows about his value. His all-around game, his rebounding, his passing, and his ability to defend. He's one of the best defensive players in the NBA. That's what's going to get him paid.
I agree.
Not his ability to start dropping 17, 18
I agree with you, man. That's true. So let me ask you this. So we've discussed Draymond. We know what Steph brings. We don't have to go over Steph. Steph is one of the best players in the NBA. As long as Golden State has Steph Curry, they will always be in the conversation for the top team in the NBA.
Yeah,
my question to you, they go after Klay. They go after Durant. Hopefully they get them.
Yeah, man.
If they don't get them, we know they're gonna have to fumble around and get somebody else. But let's say if they do, they re-sign those guys, they know they're going to have to eat it for a year. Is there any wild card players? I know there was a small rumor about Golden State can talk to Miami about trading for Dion Waiters and Golden State would throw for a draft pick. I think that's BS. Any wild card players you feel would fit this team amazing and that's realistic that Golden State can do?
So realistically, this is why we see with Golden State, you need somebody to get by. I'm under the impression that Klay is not going anywhere. He will re-sign with the Golden State Warriors. Mm-hmm. KD is another
His
story.
Dad said it too. His dad said he sees his son signing.
Yeah, Klay will get maxed out by Golden State. It is what it is.
Unless they play with him, like you said. You never know.
Yeah, that's my thing. But my thing is this. It's starting to look like, guys, that KD is still out. We still have to wait and see if it's still New York or another team.
He's so mysterious, man. You don't know what that is.
Yeah, it is what it is. So I do believe Klay's coming back at that max number. You got Stephen Curry at his super max, and you still got Draymond Green's number. So there's 2 wild cards. The first one is simple, plain and simple to the point. You bring back Kevin Looney. Bring back Kevin Looney, my man. Have him anchor that down low. That man definitely deserves that pay.
Kevin Looney's their starting center of the future.
Absolutely. And the wild card, my man, somebody who can hold the fort until Klay gets back is a realistic possibility, man. Depending how important winning to him is, JJ Redick. I think JJ Redick could slide in that shooting.
I like that.
Yeah, think about it.
Because I'm sure JJ Redick will command anywhere between 10 to 12 million.
It all depends, but how important is it to JJ Redick? Maybe JJ Redick says, you know what? I'm getting up there in age. He's already approaching close to his mid-30s already.
35 now.
Yeah, so you know what? let me go ahead, take a pay cut. I've made a lot of money in Philadelphia the last 2 years. They could probably throw him that veteran's minimum about $4 to $5 million. Come in for a year, my man, slide in right next to Stephen Curry, my man, and be that poor man's splash.
I like that. And guys, you're gonna see this. I feel you're gonna see a lot of players who can get $8 to $12 million. Look at Golden State and go, I can fill in that spot for 6 months. I can sign like Dion Waiters did in Miami. I could sign there for 1 year, couple million
and then we'll
dollars.
lead them to a next contract.
Exactly. In 2020, I'll cash in to get something big. So, guys, we want to hear from you. Golden State Warriors fans, have no fear. You're still going to be relevant. You're still going to be around for years to come. But we want to hear from not just you, but from everybody else. What do you think Golden State Warriors' ceiling is for 2020? Do you think maybe Klay and KD will go somewhere else? Or do you feel, no, the dynasty is going to stay together? And here's what you think Golden State can do to get better. Guys, we want to hear from you. That's how we get better. That's in the comments below, right? Let us know what you think. Most importantly, hit the like button, share in social media, but most importantly, Ralph, tell them what they can do.
Subscribe, my man.
Say it again.
Subscribe, my man.
One more time.
Subscribe, my man.
Say it with your soul.
Subscribe, my man.
And you know it. ER Sports here for you and only you, and that is enough said.
We'll back out.
Until the next time, guys.